Step in the ring, no fear, all bite, hands up high. We train for this fight, bell gon' ring, it's war on sight. This is boxing life, this is fight night. Sweat on the floor, we grind, we climb. Every bruise on the body means we're on our time.
Red Corner Boxing. We're in the game.
Yes, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's Red Corner Boxing's League Prediction X time with your host, Mr. Neutral. This program is sponsored by EasyStorage.com and BoxingFightZone.com for all your storage needs and boxing merchandise and apparel needs. Check them all, the links in the bio. Right, let's have a look at last week, which was Fight Week 8, and was tops the table still with 1,020 points. He scored 144 last week. Spit Bucket cut the lead by a point to 984, 36 points. He's got a total of 984. Sweet Pugilism, he gained another couple of points on Spit Bucket in third with 981. He's just 3 points behind him. And only 5 points behind him is Jabby Boxing, who was in second place. He now slips to fourth with 106,976. A little break then to Max Calandrillo with 130 points. He scored 945 grand total. Lee Mack with a great score, 142, 912. And the bottom guys, all three of them, great scores. Graham Walker with a top score of 151 closes the gap on Lee Mack to 10 points, 902. And C. Miller, who started late anyway, but a great score, 468. Right. Fight week 9. Let's have a look at the first fight. We go to Argentina, and it's Luciano Manzur versus Nia Erlin. This is for the WBO Latino featherweight title. Manzur's 13-4-0 against Erlin 7-0-0. She's unbeaten. Now, Manzur is the number 1 ranked eliminator for Amanda Serrano. Just a side note there. So let's see what the boys have predicted this week. I go to Woz, top of the table. He predicts a knockout round 8 for Manzur. Spit Bucket Podcast says unanimous decision, Manzur. Sweet Pugilism, gone with Erlin. Unanimous decision. Jabby Boxing says unanimous decision, Erlin. We have Max Calandrillo says unanimous decision for Manzur. Lee Mack says unanimous decision for Erlin. Graham Walker says Manzur by unanimous decision. And C. Miller says unanimous decision for Erlin. So as you can see there, ladies and gentlemen, it's split down the middle. 4 have gone for Manzur, 4 have gone for Erlin. So the league table will no doubt change after fight 1. Let's move to the next fight. We go to France. Mr. Neutral's taking you around the world in fight week 9. Kevin Lili Sadio versus Alaa Al Mahmoud of Syria. The Frenchman is 27-1-0 against 12-0-0 Al Mahmoud. 35-year-old, 29-year-old. Let's kick off with Woz, who says Kevin Lee Sadio knockout round 7. Spit Bucket Podcast says knockout round 5 for Kevin Lee Sadio. Sweet Pugilism says knockout round 6 for Kevin Lee Sadio. Jabby Boxing says similar knockout, but round 9 for Kevin. Max Calandrillo says it's going the distance. He says it's a unanimous decision. Lee Mack says knockout round 6 for Sadio. Graham Walker says knockout round 8 for Sadio, and C. Miller says unanimous decision for the Frenchman Sadio. Moving on. On the undercard, we have Sofiane Abdeljabbar versus Gaëtan Ntambwe. At cruiserweight, the two Frenchmen are fighting for the French vacant cruiserweight title. 5-0-0 Abdeljabbar versus 10-1-0 Ntambwe. This is another pick-em fight. Let's go. Woz says unanimous decision in Ntambwe. Spit Bucket Podcast says unanimous decision for Abdeljabbar. Sweet Pugilism says unanimous decision for Ntambwe. Jabby Boxing says knockout round 10 for Abdeljabbar. Max Calandrillo says knockout round 7 for Abdeljabbar, as does Lee Mack, knockout round 7. Graham Walker says knockout round 5, as does C. Miller, both for Abdeljabbar. Moving on to the next fight. And we go to Belgium. And it's a fight between Anastasia Petrenko of Ukraine versus Maria Vargas of Mexico. For the IBO World Super Flyweight vacant title, 7-0 Petrenko against Vargas, who's 24-1. I've lost C. Miller's prediction on that. Oh, it's UD, that's right. Now, let's go to Was, who says unanimous decision, Petrenko. We go to Spit Bucket, says unanimous decision, Petrenko. Sweet Pugilism agrees, Petrenko unanimous, as does Jabba, and as does Max Calandrillo. Only Lee Mack says majority decision for Petrenko. Graham Walker and C. Miller both say unanimous decision, Petrenko. Let's move on to the next fight. This is a middleweight affair over 10 rounds. This is from Poland. This is Kamil Kudzian versus Ante Bilic of Croatia. 14-0 Kamil Kudzian, 33-5-0 Bilic. He's 42 now. Let's see if he's still got it and he's still favoured with the boys. Was says UD Kuzdin, as does Spit Bucket, as does Sweet Pugilism, as does Jabba Boxing, as does Max Calandrillo, and as does Lee Mack. Only Graham Walker says UD Bilic. C. Miller, UD Kuzdin. Incredible. Moving on. We go to Spain this time. And it's Tyrone Buttigieg versus Sarab Kumar. United Kingdom versus India. It's the Super Bantamweight affair over 12 rounds for 2 belts. The Commonwealth and the WBC International Super Bantamweight title both are vacant. 11-0 Buttigieg. 15-2-1 Kumar. Let's go to the boys. Was says UD Buttigieg. Spit Bucket says knockout round 4 for Tyrone Buttigieg. Sweet Pugilism, Jabba Boxing, and Max Calandrillo say UD Buttigieg. Lee Mack says knockout round 7 Buttigieg. Graham Walker and C. Miller both go unanimous decision Buttigieg. Moving on. And we go to Manchester, England. Liam Davis, Francesco Grandelli topped the belt for the EBU European vacant featherweight title over 12 rounds. 17-1 Davis, 21-4-2, the Italian Grandelli. Now I can tell it's one-way traffic. The first 4, which was Sweet Pugilism, Spit Bucket, Sweet Pugilism, and Jabba Boxing all go UD for Davis. Max Calandrillo says knockout round 9 for Davis. Lee Mack says knockout round 5 for Davis. Graham Walker says knockout round 6. And Lee Miller says UD Davis. Knockout round 6, Graham Walker said, is for Davis. Moving on to the next fight. And it's the big one, the one we're all interested in. It's Moses Atuma versus Jermaine Franklin Jr. United Kingdom, United States, heavyweight affair over 10 rounds. 13-0 Atuma, 24-2-0 Franklin Jr., 21-32 respectively. Southpaw and Orthodox. Not a lot in it between the height and reach. Now, interesting. When I say one-way traffic, it's one-way knockout traffic. Let's go to Was. Knockout round 3, Atuma. Knockout round 2, says Spit Bucket. He's following the pattern because he's never gone beyond 2 rounds, apart from his points days. Knockout round 4, Sweet Pugilism. Jabba Boxing says knockout round 6. We have Max Calandrillo says knockout round 4. We have Lee Mack says knockout round 4 also, as does Graham Walker. A knockout round 2 for C. Miller, and it's all for Moses Atuma. Let's move on to the next fight. This is WBO Global Light Heavyweight vacant title. Willie Hutchinson, Ezra Taylor. All British affair. 19-2-0 Hutchinson. 13-0 Taylor. This is a good fight, ladies and gentlemen. I like this fight. Could go either way. But the boys says unanimous decision. We have unanimous decision for Spit Bucket and unanimous decision for Sweet Pugilism, all for Hutchinson. We have Jabber Boxing says unanimous decision, Taylor. We have Max Calandrillo, Lee Mack, Graham Walker, all say unanimous decision, Hutchinson. And C. Miller says split decision for Hutchinson. Ezra Taylor, the knockout much, and they're getting no love. Moving on to the same undercard as Shaquille Thompson and Brad Pauls for the IBF International Middleweight Vacant title. Another vacant. Go to Wars. Says knockout round 9 for Thompson. You look at the stats there. Incredible. You got a Spit Bucket. Says unanimous decision, Pauls. We go to Sweet Pugilism. Says unanimous decision for Thompson, as does Jabber Boxing. Max Calandrillo sees a different version. He says a majority decision for Thompson. We have Lee Mack says split decision Thompson. It's going to be a close fight. But Graham Walker and C. Miller think not. Knockout round 7 for Thompson. Man, anything can happen there. Moving on. Nathan Heaney, Jerome Warburton are back. Middleweight affair over 10 rounds. 19-1-1 Heaney, 16-2-2 Warburton. Orthodox and Southpaw. I love these matchups. Right, says UD Heaney. Knockout round 7 for Spit Bucket. That both for Heaney, by the way. Warburton, UD says Sweet Pugilism. We got Jabber Boxing says UD Heaney, as does Max Calandrillo. Lee Mack says split decision Warburton. And both Graham Walker and C. Miller, unanimous decision for Nathan Heaney. Another fight on this card. The return of Michael Gomez Jr. versus Jordan Flynn. Lightweight affair over 10 rounds. 21-2-0 Gomez Jr. 13-1-1 Jordan Flynn. Now, friend of the channel, Michael Gomez Jr. It was hard for us two Jams and myself to go against him, but we didn't in the end. Says unanimous decision for Gomez Jr. Spit Bucket Podcast says knockout round 5, Gomez Jr. We have a unanimous decision for Flynn, says Sweet Pugilism. Unanimous decision, says Jabber Boxing, as does Max Calandrillo. Lee Mack says knockout round 6 for Gomez Jr. And both, again, Graham Walker and C. Miller say unanimous decision for Gomez Jr. Let's move across the pond to the big fights. They're over there at the MGM Grand Arena, Saturday night, Las Vegas. Sebastian Fundora versus Keith one-time Thurman for the WBC Super Welterweight title, 12 rounds. 23-1-1 Fundora. Keith Thurman, 31-1-0. He's been there, seen it, done it. Two-time world champion. 23-1-1, Sebastian Fundora. He's a southpaw. He's 6'5.5". Ridiculous height for a super welterweight. For Keith Thurman, two fights in the 2020s. Orthodox. He's 37 now. Can he do it? Let's see what these lots say. Unanimous decision Fundora, says as does Spit Bucket. Knockout round 9 for Fundora, says Sweet Pugilism. Unanimous decision for Jabber, as does Max Calandrillo. Knockout round 8 for Lee Mack for Fundora. Unanimous decision for Graham Walker. And knockout round 10 for C. Miller. Both for Sebastian Fundora. So Keith Thurman's got no love from the boys here in X League. Moving on. And we go to Eunice Tellez of Cuba versus Brian Mendoza, United States. 11-1-0 Tellez. 23-4-0 Mendoza. Let's see what we're saying here. Unanimous decision for Tellez. Split decision Tellez, a Spit Bucket. Unanimous decision, Tellez, says Sweet Pugilism. Unanimous decision, Mendoza, says Jabber. UD4, Max Calandrillo for Tellez. Knockout round 5, Tellez, Lee Mack. Knockout round 6 for Graham Walker for Tellez. And a split decision, Tellez, says C. Miller. The final fight, fight week 9, fight 15. And we go to Elijah Garcia versus Kevin Newman II, 17-1-0 Garcia, 18-3-1 Newman II. The Southpaw Garcia is only 22, 34-year-old Orthodox Newman II. He's on a great run though. Has he got enough to keep off this young man? Well, says unanimous decision for Garcia. Spit Bucket says knockout round 8 for Garcia. Unanimous decision for Sweet Pugilism for Garcia. Knockout round 5 says Jabby Boxing Garcia. Knockout round 9 for Max Calandrillo for Garcia. Majority decision for Lee Mack Garcia. Unanimous decision both Graham Walker and C. Miller. And that is all the predictions in for the X League Fight Week 9. Do you agree with them? What see you? Leave comments in the chat. And if you like and subscribe to if you haven't liked and subscribed to Red Corner Boxing, please do now. But don't take my word for it. Take this guy's word for it.
Hey everybody, this is ring announcer Lupe Contreras. I subscribe to Red Corner Boxing, and you should too.
Yes, big up Lupe Contreras from San Antonio, Texas. We praise him. Thank you very much indeed. And we thank you all for watching here, Red Corner Boxing's X Prediction League, which is sponsored by EasyStorage.com and BoxingFightZone.com for all your storage and boxing merchandise apparel needs. The links are in the bio. Just give them a quick click and see if you like some stuff. I'm sure there's a discount or two. Well, once again, we got another week done and dusted. All 3 leagues are done here, and we look forward to next week. But for this week, whatever you're doing, enjoy your content on YouTube, especially here at Red Corner Boxing and our collaborators, and enjoy this weekend's boxing. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Step in the ring, no fear, all bite, hands up high. We train for this fight, bell gon' ring, it's war on sight. This is boxing life, this is fight night. Sweat on the floor, we grind, we climb every bruise.